Joseph YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishu Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I lost $22 million after my divorce. Why modern marriage is a trap for men. Let's get it.
Imagine being married, 2 kids, awesome full-time job, but you start a side business, and your business is doing very well. You have employees, your spouse is running the books, but then it gets really busy, and the business starts growing. And around that time it starts growing substantially, you have a heart issue and it requires surgery. It's not a big deal, it's not an open heart surgery, but you almost go into AFib a few times, so it's kind of serious. Coming out of that, you realize that, man, I don't have anything for my family to rely on if I die today. What do they have? Debt. Go to work, get things done, grind as much as you can to make their life easier because you may not be here. You realize how fragile life is. So you grind, and you put forth the sacrifices that you feel are necessary. But in the meantime, your spouse feels alone and distant. And she confronts you about it, which is what you would expect any decent spouse to do.
We know what's coming, man.
But when you explain to her that, hey, this isn't what I want to do, this isn't what I'd rather be at home, trust me, but I'm having to do what's necessary for us to be comfortable financially. Not to be greedy and have all the money in the world. I don't want that. But enough to be comfortable, where money's not an issue. Still got to be smart with it. Still have to be financially sound, but you're not rolling up in a Rolls Royce, I don't want that. But it's not good enough for her. So she starts hanging out with friends while you're at work. And all these friends slept with everybody in town, and they think it's a good idea to start hanging around a guy that can't hold a job, does cocaine on the side, just a goober. It's the low deadbeat dude, right? So she cheats on you with this guy.
Damn.
She leaves you because you're too busy working. You're not focused on your family or her, more focused on your job. But in the divorce court, she wants half that business because she found out that you are on your way to go sign a $22 million contract. But instead of signing that contract and going and getting all that work, you say, screw this, I'd rather everything burn to the ground than to give you a penny for all of it. So that's what you do.
Damn. Mercy. All right, guys, so you heard the story for yourself. He says he started working hard after he had some heart issues and realized that he may not be around long enough, and he started dedicating more time to work so that his family could have some resources in case he dies. His wife was unable to appreciate the sacrifice he was making to the risk of his health, to the detriment of his health, right? For the family, and what did she do? She stepped out and she cheated and wanted half of everything. And she probably got half of a lot of what he had. But when she found out that he was about to sign a $22 million contract, she wanted half of the business. He says, F that, lets the business burn, and decides to just move on with the rest of his life. Quick question before I read these comments, what do you think of that? Would you have done the same if you were in this guy's situation? Right? That's a very unique situation to be in. What would you have done? Do you think maybe he'll regret that going forward? To be honest, I don't know what I would do in that situation. But as always, let's check out these comments and see what people had to say. First comment here comes from a gentleman, and it says, sadly, this is the way the world works. Love the outcome, though. With okay emoji, he responded and said, things are just things. I can rebuild, but she can't. Boom. I feel him, though. I do understand the strategic move in that. He could start a new business. He could use the same contacts. You could destroy that whole LLC, just let it go, rebuild after the marriage. Also, I wonder how long they've been married too, right? Because that probably affects things like alimony and such, depending on the state he's in. Very interesting. I'm curious, guys. Comment down below. Was this like a smart move in your opinion? Let's just have a conversation. Next comment here says, same kind of thing happened with my ex-wife. And so this is a thread. The actual guy responded back to him and says, man, I hate that happens to anybody else. It should be illegal. And the other guy responded back to him and said, should be, but no one cared then, and they still don't. We're just supposed to get over it. Other guy responded, right? All while they get to play the victim card. And he responded back, textbook, sir. Still, after 5 years, she's holding on to that card, and she just bought a brand new car and a $2,500 fridge with the laughing emoji. And the victim card is, oh, you weren't fulfilling my love languages. Can you believe that shit? And so I had to step out and cheat, like the lady who cheated on her husband while he had cancer because he wasn't giving her affirmations. Anyways, the actual guy responded back to him and said, sounds just like mine. When I took the business, she went after full child support when her other baby daddy only pays $500 a month and never sees his kid. Gentlemen, stay away from single mothers. Next comment here from another woman says, oh no, with a sad face, my husband is a hardworking guy and I feel alone sometimes, but I know his value. Good woman, she understands. You don't just get to step out because you feel alone while your husband is working. It doesn't even make sense. Doesn't make sense. Next comment here says, that is hella childish and sad. Man, I wish I never saw this. Man, I wish I never saw this. Made me feel so mad. It's so unfair. The creator, the actual guy responded back to that comment and said, it's all good. I'm lucky things went the way that they did. When they did, it could have been much worse. That's true. He could have signed that contract the day before, and then she knew, she's smart. She would have filed those papers after. Next comment here from another gentleman says, if you don't work, they're unhappy. If you work too hard, they're unhappy. Ah, shit. It's really effed up. It truly is. Next comment, they'll never be happy. I just got married and worked 2 jobs to afford to live. Gets mad at me for being tired at night. Sorry this happened, brother. To turn down 22 mil just shows you how draining a situation like this can be. Wish you nothing but the best, man. A lot of encouraging posts here, and that's what's up. We got a woman here who says you're going to come out better. There's so many ways that could have been handled by her. Another man is never the answer. And finally, a last comment reads, thanks for the story, brother. I've heard too many like yours, man. I will never get married. And then the guy responded back to him and said, man, I'm not against marriage, but she's gonna have to be a 10 out of 10 to even get me to think about it, not to mention a prenup. Laugh out loud, or just don't sign the papers and let the gods bless the marriage. African style. Listen, like I always say, my goal when it comes to marriage is to keep the government out of it as much as possible. Curious to know what you guys think. Crazy story, comment down below. Appreciate you all. As always, till next time, I'm out. Peace.